So we're here again, and I still see nothing in the chat. That is incredibly frustrating. May not be visible. Why? It's there. It's there. The chat is there. Oh man, it like popped up late. I was really, really about to lose it. We're going to Facebook right now. So hey, good morning. The chat is working. I see all you in the chat. So we're gonna start rolling. Text your friends, text your neighbors, tell them to hop in and ask any questions if they got them. You're welcome for putting the link on the webpage. With any luck, I'm hoping that we can get to 30 people today. I know that's a big goal. But here we go. If you have any questions, go ahead and start putting them in the chat. I am reasonably sure that there might be, I'm going to try and straighten that out a little bit. There might be a number of questions following the board meeting last night, which I think I'm no longer allowed to watch in real time. But there were so many questions on the Google form that I printed them out. I'm not going to read off of it because I want to go through the questions in order and try and stay as true to the normal format of the show as possible. But I also made it a point to go through it so that I could have some of those answers. So if you've got a question, please go ahead and put it in the chat. I will come back to those questions in a minute. I'm going to go through everything on the Google form first. Coming from a charter, when will we get login information for Powerschool? Ms. Remsen, if you will email me, cpatton2, CPATTON2 at WCPSS.net. I can look up on the back end. If you'll send me your student's name, I can look up and see if their account has already been built and send that to you. And then I can show you how to get access for Powerschool. There is a little bit of a process to get it to you. We got to have you email some stuff to our data manager, but we can knock that out pretty quickly. Ms. Petzold, yes, Disney was in fact magical. It was not magical for the budget. But here we are. I brought extra coffee today. Let's dive right in. I actually had to like extend the cell width to make sure that I could see the whole question. So here we go. Is there any indication on the school lunches to let my daughter know if there are tree nuts in that day's lunch? I don't believe so. In fact, I'm pretty sure the answer is no. The cafeteria does not mark things with tree nut or any kind of nut allergy. There's a lot to that policy that I can't speak to. I don't know it. My first recommendation would be to reach out to our school nurse, Carol Sockman. I will get her email real quick and put it in the chat. So that you have it. But she knows all of the stuff about this. And yep, C Sockman at WCPSS.net. She's not here every day, so I highly recommend emailing her. If I could spell, that would help. But yeah, when it comes to the how it's notified, I don't think we do it here locally. I do, having just recently read the new app, they're putting the menu on the new app. I think there is allergy information in the new app. I'm not sure. I haven't looked at it. I need to because my kids start school next week and I should probably be a better parent. But oh, I see that above my comment. Actually, the new meal calendar website has allergy info for the meals. So that is awesome. Back to the Google Sheet. When we'll be able to see our Powerschool information for this year. Yeah, we were going to open it up on the 5th. I'm not sure if that happened. I know it wasn't open when I left, I think maybe on the 8th. But it should be open now. That's one of the things I checked in, and we've been able to verify that people can see it. If you cannot see your information in Powerschool, go ahead and email your counselor or administrator, and they can get you set up with that. Remember, we have new alpha counselor pairings, which you can find on the main screen of the website right next to the pictures. I know that lunches are now free. Do you know how I can get my money back from what I've already put in the My School Bucks account? Ooh, I think the answer to that is you need to talk to our cafeteria manager. Unfortunately, our cafeteria manager position is currently open, so I will need to try and find that information. You are welcome to email Ms. Wilson in Wilson5 at WCPSS.net. and ask that question directly to her as she supervises the cafeteria for us. She doesn't really supervise. The cafeteria is sort of its own entity. But if anybody's going to know that answer right now, it'll be Ms. Wilson. Silly, this may be a silly question. It's not. This is a great question. With the free breakfast and lunch being offered, does that include snacks like chips and drinks, or should I be putting money in my student's lunch account? So the free meals will include like the governmentally designed protein, 2 servings of produce, and I think a milk. It's pretty small compared to what we normally eat in the standard American diet, which is big compared to the rest of the world. But like if your kid wants any of the extras, cookies, an extra serving of this or pizza or something like that, you probably do want to have some money in their account. So yeah, that's a great question, and we needed to go over that. How do we sign up for virtual online school? That sign up was a while ago. We're going to revisit this in another question later on down the list. But at this point, Virtual Academy is full. They have maxed out that enrollment. So if you're not already signed up, you should plan on coming back in person. Check and see what your Powerschool says. The mailing from the school said Powerschool will be open up on the 5th, and mine is disabled. Again, if it is still disabled, email your counselor or administrator, and we can get that sorted out. How do we access our students' pre-ACT scores taken from last school year? Old pre-ACT scores, your best bet is to email your counselor. Again, check out the new alphabetical listing on the front page of the website. Is the student walkthrough on the 19th different from open house? And if so, when is the parent walkthrough scheduled? Okay, so no, there's only one event. It's tomorrow. It's from 4 to 6. We are still sifting through guidance on what we can and cannot do. We will have more information out about that today. We will email it via school messenger. We will also put it on the website. So be on the lookout. We're probably also going to send a phone call out with that information. We know that there are going to be a lot of people who are like, nope, not trying to chance it, which we understand. But we do have parent and student walkthrough on Thursday from 4 to 6. I'm going to call it a walkthrough for now. We'll clarify that later. I know the language has been back and forth for several weeks now. But no, it's not just for students. And there's several questions about this. So the next question is, when is the walkthrough? Thursday, the 19th from 4 to 6. Will there be tours for the upcoming school year prior to school opening? No, not really, other than that. Now, if you want to come on Friday and walk around, Ms. King has said she's okay with people showing up on Friday to walk around a little bit. We cannot do that en masse, and teachers will not be available, but you can certainly go and find your classes. Where's the school supplies list? We will have those available on Thursday. We will also ask teachers to post those in their Canvas courses for Thursday in case you cannot make it. This is silly, but how does Carpool work? Probably not silly. Carpool is complicated. This is not the same as elementary and middle school at all. Carpool really is first come, first serve. Like your students will wait out front, and as cars come by, you'll get in the car. We do have some students that like start the walk. They walk all the way down by the stadium to get in their parents' car while their parents still in the carpool line. But no, you won't get tagged. You won't get any kind of like verification. Like your student will just need to find you. We are doing the staggered release again this year, where we'll release bus riders first, and then a few minutes later we'll release car riders. I haven't looked at how many people are online. 24.
Okay, so you can share this admin's meeting at 8:30 to discuss the walkthrough tomorrow.
Perfect.
And what we're thinking is it'll be from 2 to 6, no presentations, come anytime.
Oh, come anytime between 2 and 6.
But there won't be presentations, so the rooms won't be crowded.
Yeah, but we'll have teachers put supply lists outside.
Yes.
You got it.
Yes.
Okay, so hot off the press, literally, Miss King is in my office. The admin team is going to meet today at 8:30. I guess that means we got to be done at 8:30. Admin team is going to meet today to finalize some of that. Right now, the thinking is we're actually going to expand the hours from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Come when you can. We're not going to do formal meetings with teachers. We will have teachers put stuff outside. Again, we will finalize that information both on the website and in an email and phone call later today for sure. But we're going to meet at 8:30 and we'll get that stuff out. Hopefully by lunch, maybe by the end of the day.
Thank you.
You got it. Thank you. So yeah, so that's Carpool, and then right behind that, how does taking the bus home work? Kids just find their assigned buses. Buses are a little complicated too. If you're not signed up, you need to sign up. The first way to check is you need to log into Powerschool on a computer and click the transportation tab to make sure that a bus route is assigned. It might say no transportation assigned. If that's the case, you need to go to the transportation website on the wcpss.net website and sign up for transportation. It's not too late to sign up for transportation, but you will need to sign up, and then there will be a route assigned. All the bus spots out in the parking lot are numbered, so if on the thing you see Route 21, in the afternoon, your student will find the spot that says 21, and whatever bus is in spot 21 is Route 21. You've heard, no doubt, in the news that there's a huge bus driver shortage. So we anticipate many double back routes. We anticipate some kids waiting to get on a bus until 2:40, 2:45. We anticipate students being on a different bus from day to day to day with a different driver, whoever can fill in that route. So just be aware that buses are a moving target right now. We have another visitor, so let me get some details from her. What's up? Off-campus lunch.
Yeah.
Do you just want to talk to people?
Sure.
All right. Without further ado, we're going to interrupt the Google questions to talk to Ms. Sanchez real quick.
Yay. All right, I'm shorter than you. Oh, they can actually see. I'm gonna sit in your seat.
Yeah, do it.
All right, good morning, everyone. Excited to be here with you. I have some brand new information about off-campus lunch passes to share, and then we will also get this posted on the website and update, and then tweet it out as well. So Ms. Cooper at the front desk guest services window will be passing out off-campus lunch passes to those of you who are bringing in your signed and completed forms, as well as have paid the $10 on OSP. So from today, from 7 to 3, tomorrow 10 to 6, and Friday 7 to 3, if you bring in your packet, you paid your $10, you can go ahead and get your off-campus lunch pass right away. As a reminder, this is just for juniors and seniors. So 7 to 3 today, 10 to 6 tomorrow, 7 to 3 Friday. Bring your packet notarized and signed, and pay your $10 on OSP. And we're excited to see you all on Monday.
Well done. Line them up, knock them down.
Yep.
All right, we are like a third of the way done with Google, so we're going to keep rolling. My son cannot access his Outlook account for his school email. So once you log into Wake ID, there should be one link for class link. If you open that and your Outlook is not there, please let me know. I need to send in a work order to have that account provisioned. Again, cpatent2@wcpss.net. I got that question several times. I know I've gotten some emails from multiple parents about not having Outlook. So again, if your student does not currently have Outlook, go ahead and email me so we can get that taken care of. When is the open house? Thursday, August 19th. That's tomorrow. More details to come after our 8:30 meeting. Where's the school supply list? We will have those out and posted by tomorrow for the walkthrough. Will this school year be virtual or in person? It's both if you signed up for Virtual Academy previously. If you did not sign up for Virtual Academy, likely if you're asking that question, you're probably scheduled to be in person. Please check your schedule in Powerschool. If your schedule in Powerschool has course codes that, I don't even know if you can see them, but they have a 9,000 level number at the end of it. It'll be a bunch of like AX 2052.4 hyphen 9049. That would be a virtual class. So there is virtual learning this year, but if you didn't sign up, it actually is too late at this time. This is not really a question, but it is a statement. And in the spirit of what we do here, I'm going to read it. I may not be able to respond or answer it, but here it is. We need to have an online option for the new COVID variant. Nobody knew about this back in May when the deadline was cut off. I imagine teachers are also concerned. So there should be more willing to teach online. I expect schools to sorry, it's very long, so I have to like scroll down in this box. It's unrealistic to expect schools will be able to maintain proper distance, and transmissions have been linked across each other at the supermarket. So I can't speak to the supermarket. I can speak to what I heard at the board meeting yesterday, which is there's less concern for shared surfaces, and in most cases, less concern for distancing, except where possible. I can tell you that distancing is, we're going to have 32 kids in a classroom. We're not going to have kids at 3 and 6 feet. That's just the reality of how the expectations are being given to us right now, and we are preparing to execute those. Is there a map of the school that can be sent out so students don't get lost on their first day? I cannot send out a map. That's a school safety issue. We can give students maps when they get here. But on the first day of school, we are always prepared that students probably don't have a great sense of the building because many students haven't gotten to be in here. So we are going to have teachers and adults everywhere pointing kids in directions. All they have to do is find an adult, ask them, hey, I'm looking for this classroom, and we'll send them right on the way. How do you add a second child to your Powerschool app? Go ahead and email Coach Bunting, cbunting@wcpss.net. He can hook you up with all of your Powerschool needs. Are there any updates on Chromebook distribution? Yes, we're working on it. We have 1,871 brand new Chromebooks ready to go. There are some eligibility rules. If you have never been assigned a Wake County device, you're eligible. Our goal is to distribute some of those tomorrow. There is some paperwork we're going to need parents and students to fill out. Our goal is to start distributing those tomorrow and then distribute them over the first couple weeks, days hopefully, but it'll probably take a couple weeks to get those out. If you have a Chromebook already that is an HP Chromebook, please bring that back and we will swap it out. If you currently have a Lenovo 300E, it's black with silver hinges, then you currently have the most updated device and you will just keep that one. If your device is broken, you need to see our media staff in the media center so we can put in a work order, or you can put in a heat ticket through the help desk and ask for a replacement. But we cannot swap those new devices for broken ones. We'll have a lot more details. I'm going to have a whole separate Chromebook distribution meeting probably, if we're being honest. I have a senior and a sophomore. We were trying to plan, how do we know what to bring the first day? The supply lists will help a lot. In general, you're definitely going to want some paper and something to write with on the first day. And most everything that first day, that should suffice for most classes the first day. Will the media center be open after school for the kids to do homework? And if so, how late? We are not sure what the COVID expectations are right now for that. Our plan right now is yes, it should be open after school for about 30 minutes every day. So we're going to call that 2:30 to 3. So it's really 40 minutes. Yes, we do allow students to go in there and do homework. There probably will be a capacity just based on, I don't know, maybe not, because we're not distancing in other places. We'll see. Right now, it'll be open after school. News report said that at least one high school in Fuquay is assigning seats at lunch for contact tracing purposes. Will Millbrook assign lunch seats? At this point, we are not. How do you get a student email for a freshman coming in from a private school? Shoot me an email, cpatent2@wcpss.net, and I can look them up. And if I have that information, I can give it to you. Is the schedule walkthrough Thursday for students only? No, parents are welcome to come too. Drop off at 4, pick up at 6. That's going to be updated right now. We're thinking about expanding it because we want to try and spread out the crowds and not have so many people here at the same time. So again, do parents attend? You're welcome to attend. Are parents going in with the students? Yes. If a student can only be there for some portion, that's fine. They can run through at their own pace, not a problem. Can you provide details about how lunch works? When will students find out if they have different lunch periods? So lunch is attached to students' third period class. They will find out when they have lunch on Monday and Tuesday because they might have a different lunch each day based on what their third period class is. If they have first lunch, then they go to lunch immediately after second period. If they have second or third lunch, they go to third period and then go to lunch. Most of that on Monday and Tuesday, every student will go to third period, and then those students with first lunch will be told go to first lunch. But that is how lunch works. We have 3 lunches in a small cafeteria. We are working to allow students to sit outside as much as possible. And again, as Ms. Sanchez mentioned, off-campus lunch passes are still good to go. What does the school look like with a 2-hour weather delay? I don't know off the top of my head. We used to have that calendar on the main website, but in general, first, second, and fourth periods are abbreviated. Third period is sort of abbreviated, but we have to be able to provide lunch. So on a 2-hour delay, third period tends to get stuck at full length so that we can get everybody through lunch. Will there be any distancing of students in classes due to COVID? We received some guidance late yesterday afternoon about arts and PE should try to have students at 3 and 6 feet. Other than that, no, distancing is not at this point something that we are being told to plan for, nor can we meet those demands based on our current enrollment. Will there be any, oh, sorry, we already read that one. Are there any supplies students need to bring? Teachers will let them know, or will teachers let them know? Yes, teachers will let them know tomorrow at the walkthrough or in their Canvas course. I need to email teachers and say, hey, please make sure you have your supply list on Canvas. Also, do you know when students will be able to get a laptop? Those that didn't get one last year. Yes, I sort of do. Hopefully tomorrow, if not in the first couple weeks. But keep your ears open. We'll have a lot of information coming out. How early can students be dropped off in the morning? We cannot let students in the building until 7 a.m. Staff report by 6:55. The one COVID protocol we do have is we cannot let students just hang out in common areas. We are expecting them to go to classes and be supervised. So we have to have time for staff to get here, check in, go to their room to be able to supervise students. Then at 7 a.m., we'll open the building for students to go to their first period class. Are we supposed to send an updated vaccination record for the meningitis vaccine for seniors? Yes, absolutely. It's a big deal. It is state law. You do need to send a record of your meningitis vaccine to Chris Bunting, cbunting@wcpss.net. You will hear me talk about it a lot. There will be a point where if you do not have that record in and you are a senior, you will not be allowed on campus. You'll be shut out of all your email for students and stuff like that. It is really, really, and that happened to 6 or 7 kids last year. It was rough. We had to go back and make sure we got all their documentation. So email Chris Bunting if you have any questions, but you can send all your information via email. You don't need to come in and drop anything off. Where can we find an updated bell schedule? If it's not already on the website, I will make sure that there is one today. It is not on the website. So I will get one on the website today under our schools, calendars, and schedules. I'll put a bell schedule there in the next 2 hours. Where can we find, okay, sorry. Is the walkthrough scheduled for Thursday limited to only students? No, parents you're welcome to attend too. Right now, we're seeming like it's not going to be formal presentations with teachers. Some teachers will be around, some won't. They'll be at meetings if we extend the time like that. We are new to WCPS, coming from a charter. When will we receive info about setting up a Powerschool account? If you will go ahead and email me, cpatton2@wcpss.net, we'll get you squared away. If buses arrive before 7, where do kids go? My bus is scheduled to arrive at 6:45. My understanding at this point is that students will wait outside until we open the building at 7. I know that's not a very gentle answer, but I do understand that that is the plan at this time, because we can't bring students in mass to just sit anywhere right now. So building will open at 7. Students that arrive early will need to be prepared to wait outside. We've got a really beautiful breezeway outside, sort of courtyard area. There are some covered areas there as well. All righty, that is everything from Google. Let me try and catch up in the chat, which is busy. All right, here we go. Will schedule issues be resolved? Some schedule issues will really take until next Tuesday or Wednesday. Counselors came back yesterday, was their first day. And they are literally, they've been asked to spend 30 minutes on email, 30 minutes on schedules, back and forth until they clear their email, in which case then they will then spend all of their time going through schedules. So they are actively working through it as fast as they humanly can. Is there anything we need to do to take advantage of free lunch? No, it is no cost here at school, but it is limited to what the sheet says. It'll probably be like, this is the entree, this is a vegetable choice situation, and a fruit, maybe a fruit choice, I'm not sure. Sometimes the juice counts as a fruit. I'm sure in the meal app, it will be more descriptive. Thank you again, Alicia, for the save on the meal calendar having allergy info. I would still, for whomever asked that question in the Google form, I would still ask the nurse, definitely touch base with the nurse, so we can make sure we have a plan for your student. Does Millbrook have a ride share page for parents trying to find carpools? For those that use the express bus system, I've seen that some schools have this and post the information. Interesting. My immediate reaction before I read the bottom half was, man, that seems like a crazy liability for us to be involved in. I can talk to PTSA and see if that kind of communication is something they can support. Again, to everybody here, huge shout out to PTSA. One of the best things you can do to support your kid, your teachers here at Millbrook, and the school community in general is to join the PTSA and get involved. They do an incredible job, and we are very, very fortunate to have an active, compassionate group of adults working on behalf of the school. And you heard yesterday at the board meeting, not every school has an active PTA, so we are really fortunate to have that. So knowing that other schools, you've seen that some schools have this, I will ask around to my colleagues and see what we can work on. It makes sense. Like, it is obviously a very rational consideration. Then my administrator hat goes on and starts thinking about liability and law and this and that. So I want to get that right before I say anything formally. What do we need to know about the Chromebook? It's a Chromebook. Students will log in using their Wake County account. Internet filtering is built in. It does not have Microsoft products on it. It is an internet portal for Google. Are parents included in the walkthrough on Thursday? Yes, absolutely. Powerschool is open. Glad to hear it. We don't know the cafeteria manager yet, but you can email Miss Wilson in Wilson 5. As soon as we have a cafeteria manager, she'll be the one that knows. Are the directional hallways still being enforced? No. The district hired a team to come pull up all the directional signage. Are there going to be maps of the school available tomorrow? Some limited, but in general, there will be adults everywhere. Maybe I'll make some. Oh, well, for tomorrow, we might have some limited maps available for parents. We'll work on that as well. That's a good idea. How do I sign up for text and email notifications? Okay, Ms. Jones, if you'll email me, cpatton2@wcpss.net, I can look and see what your account settings are, and we'll get you sorted out. Not a problem at all. Are all teachers using Canvas? Yes, this is a big deal. Here at Millbrook High School, not only is every teacher using Canvas, every teacher has a template homepage that is identical. You should be able to, and parents can have observer accounts in Canvas this year. A lot of parents really like being able to sign up for the Google Classroom, like a digest situation. This year, you'll be able to sign up for an observer account. You can get in, you can see the work your student is turning in, you can see the assignments that are there. There is some concern in the ethos about transparency, and I'm here to tell you there is no more transparent way than for you to have a student observer account, because you'll see what's getting posted. You'll see what the work your kid is asked to do is. And I hope in a lot of ways it dispels any of that concern. So yes, everybody's using Canvas. Kids should already be able to access the teacher's Canvas page. Now, if their schedule gets moved around, their Canvas courses will get moved around. That only happens at midnight. So they might log in one day, and then if a schedule change happens, if they log in at 8 a.m. and a schedule change happens at noon, they might see it all day, but it changes at midnight. That's where we'll put the school supply page. We don't have it on there yet, but we'll get it there. We brought the off-campus form on Monday. Oh, I skipped way too far ahead. And when she picked up her parking pass, was told she'd get it later. Yeah, so they're down there now. Miss Sanchez went over it. I got to be honest, I didn't hear the details because I was trying to get bad sign language through the window of my office door to talk to some other people. I got to get ready to go to our meeting about this thing, but I want to get through all these questions. But you should be able to pick up your off-campus pass from Ms. Cooper at guest services at this time. They probably can do it 2 to 6 tomorrow. I would anticipate a wait. We're also going to be trying to probably distribute Chromebooks, so it's going to be crowded down there. For off-campus lunches, where do we get the packet you just referenced? It's on the website under. There's a picture. When you go to the website, there's the green banner, there's a picture, and then to the right, there's events and info, and at the bottom, you should see off-campus lunch passes. That's the whole packet that you'll need for that. Our PE class is still functioning as PE. Yes, my understanding is they are. Are quarantine rules different for vaccinated students? In some cases, yes. It's mini slides, and some of the slides that we went over in our faculty meeting yesterday got updated at the board meeting yesterday, and I don't know them all right now. I just didn't have time to read them all. It's a lot. But there are some differences for different considerations if a student is vaccinated. One of the, like, I know from last year, I don't know what it is right now, but I know last year, if a student had symptoms but was vaccinated, they can come back when they are symptom free, versus a student who was not vaccinated would have to get a negative test or an alternate diagnosis. So I imagine it's probably similar to that. Do students report to a homeroom? No, they'll report to their 1A class. On Monday, it's 1A. On Tuesday, it will be 1B. That's an excellent question. Outstanding question. Those are the easy questions that I should have already gone over. So thank you for asking that. In general, how are teachers planning to communicate with parents this school year? Are they still using Remind? Some parents are using Remind. This is going to be a big push for Talking Points. Talking Points is really amazing. You can use it as an app on your phone. You can set the app to push it to text messages. Some people don't like that, but some people It's not actually giving my phone number to a teacher and then I just see it in my text messages. But we've had a lot of success with teachers being able to communicate that way. Teachers will also communicate via Canvas and Remind probably. And then as always, we have our weekly message that will be starting this Sunday. If a student gets an AP class late, will the deadline for the summer assignments be extended? Yeah, if they get bumped into an AP class now, then there would obviously be some conversation with the teacher about, hey, this wasn't even added until the week before school. Can I have some time? How do students get their new Chromebook? We have more information coming out about that. If they already have a Chromebook, they might not be eligible. So if you want to email me, cpatten2@wcpss.net, and tell me what this is. If you've never had one, your student is eligible. If your student already has a Chromebook, they may or may not be eligible, and I just need to talk through that with you. How do the kids out? Okay, so if Chromebooks don't have Microsoft products, how do they access Outlook? That's an excellent question. They access the Outlook web email. They don't use the web client on their computer. So they can still access, this is me being wrong, is what it is. Actually, they don't have Microsoft Word on the computer. They can't go to the start button on a Chromebook and open Word. They can log into Wake ID and access Office 365 and use Microsoft Word in the online version. It's the same for Outlook. They use the online web portal for that email. That's a good question. Great clarification. Thank you. How do parents set up a Canvas Observer account? I'm not totally sure. We will make sure that we learn that, and we'll probably put one of our goals this year is to build like a video resource library for parents. How do we do this? How do I get that? How do I request this? And we'll just have these short little videos about how to do it. We think that'll be really helpful. In fact, if you have ideas for little videos like that that would be helpful, and you want to drop those ideas in the Google form, I will pull all those and make a list. I still have Jody Bulmer's list on my wall from 3 years ago. I think I made 2 of the 12 videos. Sorry, it got a little weird for the last year and a half. All righty. I don't see any more questions. That seems to be caught up in the chat. We got to 40 people. Welcome, new folks. I'm going to go back to the Google form real quick, and then I'm going to run to our meeting that I'm now late for. There are no questions in the Google form. I love you all. I know that there is a lot of questions about things. I will go ahead and commit to we'll be back on Friday. Last minute questions Friday at 8. We will do another one of these. I'll set an alarm right now. Set an alarm for Friday at 7:45 a.m.
I can't set an alarm.
Oh yeah, I got to set a reminder. Remind me at 7:45 a.m. on Friday to set up another YouTube Live.
Done.
Cool. So we'll see you on Friday. If you've got more questions, you can ask them in the chat. You can put them in the Google form. Some of you have concerns. Many of you have expressed those to me via email. I would encourage all of you with concerns in any direction to consider signing up for public comment at the board meeting. Go listen to last night's board meeting and you can see sort of the general sense of what's being shared. Anybody is welcome to sign up and share what their concerns are. So we can also share board member emails with you to provide context that way. I know our board member, Roxy Cash, is really responsive. So I'm happy to give you her email. Most of these are us trying to make it work with what we're told. So we love you all. We'll see you on Friday. Be safe out there. Have a wonderful day.